about time.
Hello and welcome back to Chasing the Woodsman. Today we have a different kind of project. We are inside because it is raining. So no sawmill, no outside kind of stuff for today. And the things that we're going to be doing inside all revolve around our ceiling. So we have a really awesome high Alpine style pitch to our roof. It makes it really tall. It's 37 feet, which is great, except if you don't have a ladder tall enough to reach it. That's the situation we've been in for the past 2 years. We finally have a 32-foot ladder, and we are going to put Ryan up there to do some serious work up there. One of the main things is to close it up. It has these big gaps in between the ceiling and the sheetrock, which has just been a really yucky problem for this whole time.
Bugs, everything else. If it needs it, I'll put some spray foam in there first. But I don't really want to go that route. If I can, I'd like to just tape and mud the cracks all the way up, get them textured and then painted, just make a quick project out of it. So with that, let's get started. It's probably a little redneck, but I'm going to use this board and attach it to the top of this ladder. I'm sure there's products out there that help span gaps with the tops of these ladders, but I don't have it. I'm not going to go searching for one when I have free scrap wood that I can just nail together and screw the top of the ladder. I'm not going to drill any holes in this brand new ladder. I don't even dare, but there's actually some pre-done holes there. So I'm going to use some flat top screws. That way it doesn't mar up the fiberglass. It allows me to use this board to protect the sheetrock and the paint that's up there, to make sure I'm not going to go crashing through any glass because I don't want to buy a brand new window. And it just makes a more secure set for the top of the ladder. So I think that's a good solution for up top.
Hi, let us introduce you to one of our thousands of friends, the Western conifer seed bug. But everyone around here in North Idaho calls them stink bugs. There's kind of a stink bug season all September. They're everywhere, and I mean everywhere. But they have a life cycle where they overwinter under bark or wherever they want to be, which includes our house. And so that means that all winter long, they kind of have this dormant state where they hang out in our house. This year, I would say, is worse than last year, and the year before was worse than the year before. No more. I think once this thing gets all closed up, it's going to prevent them from being inside as much. They're still probably going to overwinter somewhere up in our eaves and, probably around in the trees, but at least they're not going to be on my coffee cup in the morning. And Brian and I, we always say there's always a friend nearby because we'll be talking to each other and just look over our shoulder and go, yeah, there's probably a stink bug there, huh? No more. Here's one of those stinkers we told you about, those seed bugs, or stink bugs as we call them. So whether they're crawling around alive or their little bodies are around dead, this is the end for them today. All right, he made it to the top, and now I think we just need supplies and start getting going on mudding it up.
This is even slightly embarrassing to show on camera, but look at the size of this spider web. He's been living up here untouched, no problems at all. Day's done. Get the vacuum.
Hey Ryan, are you afraid of heights? It's a good thing you aren't. That's a long way down. And our son is down there. He's got some hiccups, so I'll be right back.
Alright guys, I want to give you a quick glimpse before I move my ladder. I've got about 7 feet of crack filled up with mud. So far I've been able to fill all of it with the mud. I'll come back with the wet rag, smooth out the texture a little bit, and remove it off of this tongue and groove. What I'll do is grab the vacuum next, remove this disgusting spider web and all these bugs, and fill up his home so he can't come back.
So to catch you guys up to speed, yesterday Ryan was able to accomplish all of that mudding, finished up closing up those holes from start to finish, kind of top to bottom. He also cleaned out those windows around the window sills, vacuumed up the spider webs and all of that kind of cleanup duty way up in the tip top of that eave. Today he came back through, finished up some of his mudding, and also one of the techniques that Ryan uses for mudding is to use a wet rag, and really before it dries and it creates a sanding kind of scenario, he just takes that wet rag, wipes off the cedar, and also uses that to do some of his texturing, because this mud is a final texture. As you can see, he's painting over the top of it now. Mud soaks up so much paint, so you really need quite a few coats, and so getting that done earlier rather than later is better. For this kind of project where he's up on a ladder, he's kind of doing things out of order. Normally you would go with your supplies, finish all of that mudding, finish all of the wet rag work, and then start your painting. But here, just today, in order to avoid moving the ladder more times than he needs to, he's just going to do section by section. And so kind of in this quarter of the top here, it's finished up. He got everything nice and tidy with that wet rag. Now he's just painting it. Once this part's kind of done, as far as he can reach safely on either side, he'll go ahead and move that ladder and continue the next section. Ryan, can you show us what you're using to do that? Yes, that is a lathe chisel, but it's so pointy. That angle is so small up there. I'm guessing it's the only thing he can find to do the job. So instead of a regular tool, you kind of have to do what works. Or as Ryan would call it, you got to Mickey Mouse it.
12/16 pitch.
12/16 pitch is what this roof is. So obviously with that center beam, it really narrows it up too. So you know what? As long as that hole is closed and stink bugs aren't getting in, I'm fine with it.
Not yet, buddy. In a little bit. So where we're at so far is I made it to this point, finish mudding, doing the knockdown finish all the way up to the peak. From this point down, I can't get my big ladder low enough. So I switched to a smaller ladder, and I'll get this finished out all the way over here. I'll switch to the other side with the small ladder, get it finished mud, and then once this is dry, paint it, and we'll be all done with this project. Okay, for you professionals out there, don't judge my knockdown technique because I don't have one. I'm just kind of winging at this point. I probably should go to more YouTube school and learn how to do proper knockdown. It's kind of worked so far, but you can definitely tell my remodel sections throughout the house versus the professional who did it before me. There's definitely a difference. So I'm making my way through it. No judgment. Well, optimism got the best of me. It's currently 63 degrees in my house. It's 5 degrees outside. fire and you go stoke it up a little bit. Last night doing this, it was 80 whatever up top here, the mud dried super fast. Tonight it's not drying at all, so I thought by the time I got done mudding everything it'd be dry enough for me to paint. That's not the case, so I'm just going to wait a night, get it hot in here, and try again tomorrow. guys, I think that's going to be it for our video. I'm not done completely with the project. I need to head to the store, get some blue tape and more supplies to finish up around these two windows that have never had any paint on them. However, I got all my mudding done up both sides, all the cracks filled, and the beautiful thing is we haven't had a single seed bug or stink bug in the house since. So it's been wonderful to now co-live with a creature that doesn't belong in your house. This ladder has been awesome. The fact that I can get this 2-year awaited project done. It's nice to have that checked off my list. My long list of things to do, this was a big one that we really have been excited to get done. So thank you for joining me in this project. I hope you enjoyed. Give me a like or subscribe. Otherwise, be blessed in all you do. We'll see you next time on Chasing the Woodsman.